Oh, Duckstone didn't want to have to do this, but you left Duckstone with no choice. Would you find it in your heart to forgive Duckstone?
Apparently, that's a no. But now that you captured your princess, what's your evil plan now?
Duckstone will challenge Jen to one more game. Winner take all. No toon powers. Only physical attributes.
Meow.
No, it's totally going to work. Duckstone thought it through.
Meow, meow, meow.
Duckstone talks just enough as anyone else. And I'm a man of action.
Meow.
Okay, Leslie, that was a low blow.
Okay, I'm confused. Can you actually understand her, or are you just dicking with us? Meow.
That is lies and slander. So how come you guys aren't worried about Leslie?
Alan, Leslie is an apex predator. She would eat that waterfowl alive.
Besides, Duckstone's like a third-class villain. Not exactly about to shove him into the lowest pits of hell or anything. Heck, I might even just put him on the mild side. More mild annoyances than eternal suffering.
And speaking of suffering, this is Reunion. The episode begins with Bo trying to translate the message that he got from a few episodes prior, to no success. But then he gets a text message alert, making him very anxious and nervous, and forces him to run away. Later on, we see Adora sleeping and then getting violently woken up by Glimmer, as she's telling him that Bo is in trouble and they need to help him, no matter the cost. Adora is sort of nonchalant about the whole lore thing, while Glimmer is freaking the fuck out. But after tracking down a few of his items, his bow, for instance, they realize he must be in trouble. So they find an abandoned building where they teleport inside. And who should be there? Well, Bo, of course. And he's not looking his usual flamboyantly self anymore. In fact, he looks more like a proper guy.
Even though we did try to cover this in an earlier episode called Roll With It, we would like to bring it up again. The fact that a simple clothes change could make or break a character, and in this case, really ups the game. I would say he should wear this more often, or at least normal clothes more often. I just wish he'd put on an undershirt under the armor. Well, Bo isn't looking so happy to be seeing Adora and Glimmer there. But before he even has a chance to explain, he takes Adora's sword and his bow and hides them quickly in order to see his parents. Both father and, father. A little unorthodox parenting. Okay, I have to interject. Now, this is for the riders, exclusively for the riders. Riders of She-Ra. Do you really want to go down this route? Are you sure you're ready to jump down this rabbit hole? She-Ra already has a very bad reputation for being very progressive already. But this is breaking a little too many boundaries, if you know what I'm saying. Just be prepared for the backlash of this. We then cut to the fright zone as we see Catra as she's informing all of her subordinates to be on the lookout for anything suspicious. But when they ask should they be looking out for, she blatantly disregards the question, but freaks the F out about it. But seeing as they shouldn't press buttons that they know they're gonna get in trouble for later, they just do what she says. But Scorpina is definitely very more curious. But that doesn't matter too much as we cut back to the library, as we get a little bit of a glimpse into Bo's past. As not only he has two fathers, but he was adopted, obviously. And they also explain what their family is all about, how they're historians, and how they run the library, and that they want Bo to run the library after they're gone. We also find out that he has a brother, and not just one.
Youngest of 13.
13! Who approved that adoption?
What kind of cash do historians make in Etheria?
And why does Bo dress more flamboyantly when he's away from his gay parents, but not when he's around them? Is that really what you are wondering right now?
I never thought we'd use this meme, but...
We would like to buy one child, please!
So while Bo be freaking out, his two fathers couldn't be more proud of him, for he be taking over the library. And one father in particularly is just happy that he's not in the war. Yep, turns out one of the fathers is, or was, a soldier. And he does not agree with the princess's war on the Horde, and he doesn't forgive them for the slaughter that they do. Bo immediately tries to exit out of the room with Adora and Glimmer, trying to explain his side of the story. Yep, turns out they were little overbearing parents who already had his future mapped out for him to begin with, and he didn't want to disappoint them, and he simply asked Adora and Glimmer to play along with his whole scheme about being in college, not in a war zone. They agree, but just barely, and particularly Glimmer is not too happy about this. But what can you do but help a friend? So we're dealing with a liar reveal story. What a waste of a Season 2 finale! So we finally cut back to the Fright Zone, as Scorpina tries to ask casually to Catra what exactly they're looking for, and what do they mean by suspicious. Catra tries to brush her off like she always does, but our little Scorpina finally stands up for herself. And after some very interesting interrogation tactics, Catra finally reveals just how badly she botched up and lost Shadow Weaver. And she has to find her before Hordak finds out and hates her even more than what he already does. Scorpina ensures Catra that she's not only safe and secure, but they will find her, and that Hordak will never know just how bad Catra bombed. But little do they know, they have a little devil eavesdropping.
But before that, we cut back to Beta Boy Bo and friends, as they reveal more of Bo's backstory, as well as some interesting facts that they got wrong about She-Ra. And they even show them the pride of their collection, a magic crystal. Remember that, it's important later. But they decide that since they're there anyway, why not get some information and facts about the secret message that they got? So, under the guise that it's a school project, the family introduces all the information they have, which is a lot. Like a lot. In fact, there's several floors of the information that they need on first ones, and it's gonna take them forever to get through it all. And even more so, when Adora accidentally drops the fact she can read first one's tech fluently. And after going through what is genuinely the most hilarious scene in the entire episode.
No joke, we actually laughed out loud at this one.
Well, the parents pretty much kidnap She-Ra as they're trying to get her to help them decipher more First One's tech, leaving Bo and Glimmer to go through all the piles of work all by themselves. But, Tumblr being Tumblr, she has to complain about how Bo kept his life a secret from her for so long. But we get reaffirmed what we already know, how his parents didn't want him to be anything but a scholar/historian, and they wouldn't even hear his side of the story unless it's what they wanted to hear.
I'm a little bit conflicted. On one hand, this is character development for Bo, which is something I've been complaining about. They need more character development for the entire season. On the other hand, it's a fucking liar reveal story. We all know how this is going to end. I be realizing it's about the journey, not the destination. But the journey in this case is a fucking straight line without any curves or deviations at all. So it's boring. Well, Adora is taken to a giant ball in order to see if she could translate the writing. She does and accidentally turns the damn thing on, revealing the giant ball to be a giant monster, and it goes on the attack. But thankfully, Adora is no one's fool and realizes that protecting them is more important than keeping a secret and dons She-Ra in front of the parents. And she does battle with it. And after a fierce struggle where Bo is still trying to maintain some sort of control of the situation, they reveal that the gemstone that they found earlier may be what's causing it to go crazy. So Bo immediately snaps into action, grabbing his bow, which is something he really doesn't need. He needs the crystal more than he needs the bow. And then he dons himself into his warrior attire, and then just hands the beetle the crystal, where it turns off again, and Bo saves the day. Even though he still didn't need those arrows in order to accomplish that feat. Seriously, how far away was the gem that you needed to grab the bow to begin with? You're kinda being hung up on that one detail. It might be a nitpick, but at the same time, it's the equivalent of saying, oh, I know what the creature needs, and it's in walking distance, but first let me grab a snack. Well, now that the secret's out, Bo finally reveals to his parents that he's been lying to him pretty much for a good long while now. There is no school, he's part of the resistance, and his best friends are the princesses. And his fathers are, of course, more than capable of understanding his feelings, and that they were wrong for pressuring him into becoming their successor, and everything works out. Almost Disney levels of cringe worked out. But then, with the added bonus of them knowing what their situation is now, they ask the parents about the message that they got. But then they're able to interpret it as something else. It's not just a message, it's a star chart. And they explain that the constellation that they were looking at, which was the writing of the first one's code, leads to a desert. A grueling deserty area that is riddled with dangers, and they should stay away from it. So naturally, next season, they're gonna head right straight to it, aren't they? And it doesn't matter, because we cut back to Catra, who's called by Lord Hordak, who says, everything okay? Everything alright? Anything you want to tell me? Catra lies through her teeth, saying, nope, there's nothing at all, everything's fine. But then little demon baby ruins the charade. Hordak is very pissed. Very, very, very pissed off at her. And thus, she is resigned to whatever fate that she endures until next season. But it doesn't end there. As She-Ra is sleeping, unknowing to her that Mommy's home. And that was Reunion, as well as She-Ra, the Princesses of Power, Season 2. As far as an episode goes, this episode was nothing but a letdown. I mean, what kind of episode is this for a season finale? A liar reveal story is one of the most cliched stories you can go through. And this one doesn't even take deviations from the path. It's just straight up textbook material. And even with a bit of Catra, that's still in and of itself a liar reveal story. She actually suffered consequences for the lie, though. This episode may very well be an allegory for the entire season, in fact. Nothing but a letdown.
You had 7 episodes to get it right, but within those 7, only 2 of them were actually good. Get your shit together, writers!
If I had to describe this season in one word, it would be build up. They're building up to something. The entire season was nothing but build-ups without a payoff, which I hope that we'll get in Season 3. But for now, I'm going to be leaving the She-Ra in order to go back to My Little Pony, because at least then I won't get that let down by MLP, right? Right?
But yeah, She-Ra this season was a letdown, but there's a lot of footwork to make something even better in Season 3. Here's to hoping that's a good one.
Indeed, Alan, indeed. So until next time, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, and before we have to go back to MLP, we got a princess to rescue.
Alright, Leslie's still in trouble, isn't she?
Leslie? Oh no, I wasn't talking about that princess.
Owie, 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 owie! I can't believe you just bit Duckstone's hand! Meow. Duckstone was not trying to Copperfield. Duckstone was just trying to pat your head. Meow. What do you mean Duckstone needs salt?
So, Leslie, do you actually need a rescue, or is that just not happening?
Ha, gentlemen! It seems you have found Duckstone's lair, and you've fallen right into Duckstone's trap.
You're the one who invited us. And besides, what traps? The door was unlocked.
Yes, all according to Duckstone's plans.
Right. Well, I'll be taking my girlfriend back now. Thank you.
Not so fast, gent. You still have to beat Duckstone once and for all.
I've already crushed you in every event that you played out.
Gent was cheating throughout all of that. Duckstone demands a fair fight.
You know what? Fine. If it'll shut you up, I will face you fair and square in an event. But it's an event of my choosing.
Duckstone happily accepts your challenge. What event will you face Duckstone in? PvP! D&D! Party versus party Dungeons and Dragons? Duckstone did not see this as an outcome.
Yeah, this is a new one on me as well.
Hey, it's all fair and square the way you wanted it.
At least this way we won't be physically hurt.
By the way, has anyone seen Gent?
Oh, here I am.
Gent? What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh, Nappa made me make a new character since I have way too much experience points in my other one.
So you went with a gnome? Hey, don't you be dissing my gnome, bro.
Guys, just trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Alright, time for this player versus player combat to get on your way. First off, your objective, rescue the princess from the castle. The first one to make it there gets the girl and wins the Super Bowl. Why is Leslie being represented by a barmaid? Turns out it's really hard to find princess minis, so we went with that.
Don't worry, Leslie. Duckstone will be there to save you momentarily. This seems awfully easy for something that Nappa's come up with.
Each party will also have to deal with these 2 blue dragons, a few horde bosses, and a mystery enemy. You just had to open your mouth. Alright, gent, you rolled the highest in initiative. What do you want to do?
I use my conjuring wizard powers in order to summon Leslie's character!
What? Duckstone calls foul play! He can't do that, that's cheating!
What? I'm a conjuring gnome wizard. My unique power is being able to conjure things. It's all fair in the rules.
Roll for it, gent! He nats a 20! Because gent natted a 20, he gets to summon Leslie's character, Ogarth, the half-giant barbarian!
Meow. No problem. I figured since your fate is on the line, you get to have a say in it too. Meow.
Alright, bitches, now this shit's getting good! Versus player match has been decided. Team Gen Quest wins!
No, not again!
There you are, Leslie. Hope you're doing all right.
Meow.
Yeah, I knew you weren't in any real danger, but I felt the need to come get you.
Meow.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
No! Duckstone will not accept this! Duckstone has worked too hard with too many close friends for Duckstone to fail so easily! Duckstone vows vengeance! Duckstone vows justice! Duckstone vows...
Table boy, what did you do?
Boss Olga! Please, this isn't what it looks like. I wasn't threatening anyone's life. I was just going to...
I don't care about that! You promised feed food for Leslie for a year? That girl is bottomless pit! You could ruin us! Not to mention you left the bar unattended for over 20 hours! Everything that she gets is coming out of your paycheck. Now you come!
Yes, boss! Please, don't hurt me!
Wow. It's hard for me to believe that who's the real villain there. Meow. Well, I think we're done here for now. Let's head back to the ship and the others. I'm sure they'll wonder if you're alright. Meow. Well, yeah, I think we are alone here. Why? Meow. Well, while we're not in a hurry, I should probably at least tell the others that you're alright, Aunt. Wait, what do you mean by breaking a few laws of my physics? Wait, where are you taking me? Where are you going? Hold on! Hold on, I'm not ready for this! Hold on! Leslie! Leslie! Meow. So, where are they? Well, given me experience, usually at this point in the story, our pure-hearted maiden thanks our hero, in this case Gent, with a cake or something to show appreciation. But Leslie's an apex predator.
She's gonna be eating Gent in a slightly different way. Physics breaker combo!